Kia ora koutou and welcome. Thanks for coming back. I'm Michelle Pete, and I've had a bit of follow-up following my last YouTube clip. I had one question is, what about the consequences from when, the scenario that I told? And also the other question that I got was, do you actually believe in prayer? So my main topic today is, yes, I do believe in prayer, and I want to give you an example. And yes, I do believe in consequences. And certainly, if there was the scenario that I put forward in my last clip, there would be consequences. And yeah, that's a topic that I'd love to talk about some more. And will do so. But for today, it's looking at, do I believe in prayer? And I'd like to give you an example. So during a particularly tough time parenting one of my daughters, she had refused to come home. So in my view, she was a runaway. Her point of view is probably a bit different on the situation, but I'm just going to talk from my perspective. I had been able to track her down. I knew where she was. We were some time into that phase. Wasn't easy. There was many days that I couldn't even face being at work. It was just too upsetting, worrying, and full on. So yes, I engaged in a lot of prayer over that time. I was working at the hospital, and I was at work this particular day, and I just got this deep sense that I should go down to the emergency department right now. That's what I got. That's what the strong sense that this is what I should do. I didn't even know why. I went down to the emergency department, and my daughter was sitting there, the one who had been refusing to come home. We weren't exactly talking much at that stage of things, and I sat next to her and says hi, and she went, hi, and I think she would have been about 14 or 15, and I just sat there, she sat there. Before long, a nurse rushed out and said, "Are you her guardian?" And I said, "I'm her mother." "Oh, thank God," she said, "there's a meeting about to start. Would you come with us?" So in we went to this meeting. Sitting there was people from Oranga Tamariki, and there was a couple of health professionals. That was about all that was there, and me and my daughter. Oranga Tamariki is an organisation in New Zealand that is like CPS, Care and Protection Services for Children. The social worker that was there was, let's just say, past her use-by date, probably by quite a number of years, and proceeded to tell us that as she had nowhere to live, she would have to be taken into their custody or their care. And I went, hey, wait a minute, has got a home, she is attending school, and we have an arrangement. Oh no, I've spoken to the person who's purported to have been caring for her, and no, that woman doesn't want her there anymore. And my daughter looked absolutely devastated. And I said to the social worker from Oranga Tamariki, I don't think you've quite got your story right. I would suggest that we ring this person now. So she agreed. We rang her. She hadn't even been contacted. So she was really perplexed. The woman that my daughter was staying at was, understandably concerned, and made it very clear that my daughter did have a home there and everything was fine. No, she hadn't spoken to Oranga Tamariki, and as far as she was concerned, my daughter could stay there for as long as she needed to. So if I hadn't have followed that hunch, that intuition, that prompt, that what I believe was an answer to prayer, then my daughter would have been put into a group home. Those places are not helpful for our kids. If that's the only place they can be and be kept safe there, well, fine, but that wasn't the case in this situation. And because she was such a gnarly teenager, there's no way she was going to get into a foster situation, a supportive foster home. That just wasn't going to be the reality. So in that case, I believe that my prayers as a mum had been answered in a very particular way. And yes, I do pray with a Christian viewpoint. So in answer to your questions, do I believe in the power of prayer? I say yes, I do. So if you've got any other questions, you're more than free to ask me them. And if you're interested in hearing any topics in particular, please let me know. Go well, take care, ka kite anō. See you next time.